When I think about the afterlife, for me as a progressive Christian, who doesn't represent all of progressive Christianity, for me it's the icing and not the cake. It's not what it's about. I don't follow Jesus here and now in order that someday I'll go to heaven and avoid going to hell. That's, I think, a cheap form of the faith. That's really fire insurance. What I think Jesus and our Jewish friends tend to focus on is more the here and now. There may be afterlife. Jesus was probably within the Pharisee camp of things in believing in resurrection and a certain kind of afterlife, as opposed to the Sadducees. And yet, our Jewish friends focus more on the here and now, that salvation as a way of being here and now. It's a wholeness. It's a well-beingness, personally, relationally, within the community, here and now. And a lot less focus on whatever happens after we die. And I share that perspective. That said, somehow I do believe that there is something more than this earthly life. I don't believe in hell at all. It's not even a biblical concept. The word hell is not in the Bible. It's a Germanic concept that was imposed many years later. It's nothing to do with Christianity or Judaism. So there is no hell. That much I feel strong about. Heaven, the kingdom of heaven that Jesus refers to in the Gospels, I think is as much here and now as later. But to the extent that it is later, it is beautiful to think of a time when there is no war anymore, and there is peace, and there is well-being among relations, and people just know and celebrate God without rivalry and conflict. It feels true that somehow that will happen someday. It's a beautiful, inspiring vision that inspires me. It's also kind of nice to think about seeing Grandma and Grandpa on both sides of the family again someday. But I don't know that I need that particularly. I sort of have an innate feel. I can't base it on the Bible, but I have this innate feel that when I die and when everybody else dies, there is this profound aha moment that we have, that we are all brought up to speed and we get the aha of what this life project has been all about and what it is and will continue to be. And when we have that aha moment, somehow there is a surrendering of ourself, and the teardrop of ourself flows back into the ocean, and we become part of the larger in a more beautiful kind of way than we know on this earth. That's just sort of intuitive feel. And it's a little different than there's a room for me in a mansion, but maybe not all that different.